to North of 60. I'm Heidi Schweighoefer. Today we're going to talk about a subject that is one we're all going to face, but difficult for so many of us, and it's about making transitions from one home to another. I have with me Diane Blum from Caring Transitions. Thank you so much for coming, Diane.
You.
Now tell me about you and how you came to own this franchise. That's really something.
Well, actually, the franchise is personal. It's just strictly a personal reason. It happened to us. My husband received a call one day from his aunt saying, you better get down here. There's something not quite right about your mother. And that would be Florida. And we're like, well, we saw Mom last month. We saw her at a family function in Alabama. She was fine. And then we're thinking, well, we did kind of laugh when she got lost getting her way home to Florida because she traveled herself. And then we were thinking, and we're like, oh, my husband went down and realized that she needed, she needed help. We did everything wrong, Heidi, everything. We just moved her to Houston to be with her daughter. That wasn't the right place for her. She was having onset Alzheimer's. That made it worse. We didn't know what to do with her stuff. My husband was flying back and forth to Florida to get the stuff, the expense of the airfare.
Sure.
And the what to do with the stuff. They were throwing stuff out. They didn't know what to do. And I'm thinking, how could we be so stupid? There must be resources out there. Yeah. So I did a Google search. It was too late for us, but I did a Google search, and on ARP came Caring Transitions. I read all about this company, and I said, this is a good service, and I decided to get into the business because people need to know, and I don't think many people know what resources are available to help.
They don't. They don't.
Yeah.
And it's daunting as a caregiver, as I know you and your husband found out. Let's just sort of jump right into this. What is your service area, and what specifically do you do?
Okay. Well, you've heard of caretakers of people. We do something similar. Caring Transition does something very similar, but we are caretakers of their things. So what we do when people are ready to downsize or relocate, we do help them pack and unpack and resettle. And by resettle, I mean we will put the dishes in the kitchen cabinets, stock the pantry, make the beds, put the items where they belong, toothbrush and toothbrush holder. So at the end of the moving day, which can be very stressful,
yes, it can.
They could come in and put their feet up. And then what do you do with the stuff that's left behind? You have a house that needs to be sold. Well, we will go in there. We can hold estate sales. We can hold online auctions or clean out the home, donations, whatever the homeowner's preference is, so that the home is cleaned out, broom swept clean, and ready to be put on the market.
Let's talk estate sales. I love going to them.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's sort of heart-rending to go to them at times because of, you kind of wonder what the story is. Who organizes that? You do with the homeowner? What if there isn't a homeowner? Do you do that with the family? What is the percentage? I know people always want to know about cost.
Yes,
Let's talk about estate sales specifically.
Estate sales, they're so much fun, and for people, they love to browse, come and look at items. They could get bargains at estate sales. But it is a lot of work, and it is kind of heart-wrenching to the owner. We will work with the client's family or a trust, someone in charge, not necessarily the client. We've also worked with some of our clients we actually haven't even met. They live somewhere else, and we're helping with an estate. And I really, truly appreciate that because that builds trust, and that's what our goal is, that you could trust us, which is nice. Estate sales, we go in, we will stage and clean and price the items to be sold. We price at market value, and then we have 1 to 2 day estate sales. Now, there are some instances where estate sales may not work. You may not have enough items for estate sale. Your HOA may not allow you to have an estate sale, or you live on a busy road where nobody can park. There are other options. We do have online auctions. Now, I love the online auctions. It's a really clever idea, and it's more and more gaining popularity. People are actually preferring the auctions to the estate sales. Estate sales, you have 1 or 2 days to sell your stuff. So the goal is for us is to set it at market value so people will pay you to take your stuff out to save you money. So the best thing about estate sales and auctions are it does help offset the cost of a move.
Right.
The money could be towards that. An auction, we're a national company, so we have offices from Hawaii to Maine, so your items are being seen from Hawaii to Maine. So what does not necessarily sell here in Ohio may sell somewhere else.
So you put it on,
Yeah,
you
we
set it
will
up
set it
and
up.
put it, do you ever do estate sales and online auctions
There
at
are
the
some
same time?
instances with vast collections that we have done both. There are some items that sell better on estate sales, some sell better on online, on the auction, on the auctions. So.
Diane, one of the things that, well, let me ask you this first, and then I'll make a comment. How do you know, what if somebody is saying to you, oh, these are my mother's antiques and I know they're valuable? How do you know the price of things? I mean, fair market is one thing, but what if someone's showing you a set of Haviland china, for example?
Exactly. We do research, and
Okay.
we will find currently, everything changes so quickly. We will find currently what it's going for. A lot of our clients are very savvy as well. They would go on eBay and see what things are going for. Well, the problem with that is people can ask online whatever they want. You have to
Right.
filter. Did it sell? What did it sell for? So that helps you determine the true value.
Oh, I never thought of that. Because that is a resource that I know
It
I've
is.
used when it comes to pricing certain things.
Just be careful because anybody can ask what they want. It's not.
I never thought of
Yeah.
that. Do you encounter the homeowner, and I'm thinking of my parents in their 1953 ranch, who will say everything is valuable? I just, you really, I don't want you to underprice it and get overly involved in the estate sale issues or the pricing or...
We actually, sometimes that is the case. People feel that everything is of value, but most of that is emotional value. We do
Yes.
try to explain, and we do show them the pricing. With the estate sale, they can go around and look at the pricing, but I do say that you need to be careful. You must be realistic and take the emotion out in order to get it sold, because if you want it sold, if your goal is to get it sold, that you have to come to terms with maybe mom's china isn't selling for that price anymore, and as well as maybe her Hummel collection. And it's hard, but we do explain it. And coming from a third party, they understand a little bit better than family members, or
Do they really?
they tend to, because we are a third party. We have no emotion involved with it, and through our research, this is the price that trust us to set this price the way it should be for your items.
How do you deal with the emotional thing? I think that, my father still lives in that house, and he sits there when I visit, and will go through item by books, beyond more books than you can imagine, and wants me to take them all, and wants my sister to have, whatever. And I don't want the stuff.
Exactly, and that is a major issue with the older adults, that they feel their children want their stuff, their precious stuff that they've collected and took care
Right.
of have taken care of all these years. That some of the children will come right out and say, I do not want it. Mom, Dad, I do not want it. Please find some other place for it. And that's eventually they come to understand it and believe it. And it's funny because now my clients say, my kids don't want it. What do I do? Let's just donate it, because they understand it. My kids don't want it. And I think sometimes it takes a while for people to understand, no, they don't want my Hummel collection. They do not want my china. And
China. Not only do I have my mother's, but I have a neighbor of my mother's, and then I have my own.
oh my.
And I and then my everyday stuff. So I'm, at one point mentioned to my 30-year-old daughter, are you going to want all this china? Well, probably not. That's hard.
It is
because
hard to hear.
I have the memories attached to
Exactly.
it.
And I kind of would suggest donation is a really good idea for china. But I would suggest, if it means a lot to you, keep a place setting. Keep 2 place settings,
Just for the memory.
Just for the memory, yeah.
Now, donation, where do people donate?
Donation could be, it's across the board. We donate, we take the preferences of our clients. If they like a certain donation company, donation center, then we will definitely reach out to them. All donation centers are different in what they want to take, whether they will pick up. So we do work with them to see. Some companies, like Goodwill, will come and pick up your items from the garage and take them. Other companies may not pick up. You can drop off, and there are a lot of companies, and it's the client's wish which one they want to. They want everything to go to a company that gives the stuff away free. We will help them look for that.
So you are the middleman then for the donations, and you could help steer me towards this company would give these.
Absolutely. We will arrange it. We have them. A lot of, we also know what companies do and do not take, and some companies do not take, for instance, China hutches because they have so many of them. Or they take mattresses. No, we don't take mattresses. Or it all depends on what they have. They may have too much of. But anything that is not in good condition basically is a no.
Tell me about books. I know that's a very specific question, but I really, I found out Goodwill does not accept books anymore as a donation. I tried that.
Yeah.
So then my husband came up with jails or the library. Well, I think there's a limit to both places. Is there not?
Yes, there is. Books
are hard.
And we come across that actually a lot. We have many homes where, like libraries of books, thousands of books.
Yes.
And we do take care of them. There are many resources, though, to get rid of books. The client must be able to part with them. So, which is hard because that's their collection. I currently have a couple clients going through their collection now, and it's very hard. They don't want to, but they do. They must whittle through the books. We will donate to first the client's preference. If it's a certain college, university, or library, we will check with them, how many do you want? And we will do our best to abide by the client's wishes of where they want their books. But like you said, they'll take so many. Libraries tend not to take as much anymore.
Right.
Universities may not take them. It depends what type of books. But there are many places for books. There's also recycling centers for books too. Sometimes books aren't kept in the best condition.
Right.
They might get soggy or dust mites. There are recycling centers for books as well. We tell our clients, especially the ones that love their books, let's see how much you can take. Let's see, how many bookshelves can we fit in your home so you're not tripping over the books? And we'll box up the ones you want. Select your favorite.
That's a very compassionate way to handle that.
Yeah, thank you.
Diane, do you only work with seniors, or do you have, middle-aged, or, tell me about your clientele a little bit more.
Actually, we specialize in senior relocation and working with seniors, but our clients are all age ranges. We could do a lot of sorting and decluttering for clients that are just too busy with their jobs, the younger clients. We have clients, they say they're downsizing, but they really don't, but they move just from the big house to another big apartment maybe. They are taking almost everything. The younger clients, we work with a lot of baby boomers as well, or people that are here working and live overseas, and now they're going back home and they don't take anything back with them.
Oh my gosh.
So yes, so that's what do they do with their stuff? So we help them with their stuff.
But primarily you're seeing seniors who are either downsizing or having to move into
a senior
community. Yes. And are you, in your case, you were the caregiver of your husband's mother. Are caregivers the ones who usually contact you, or is it the whole range? The senior calls, I'm going to move to Laurel Lake, or which is more, what do you see more of?
We see a lot of realtors calling, especially with estates that the client may no longer live there. They need the house cleaned out. Realtors, trust attorneys, senior elder law attorneys will call us on behalf of their clients.
Well, sure.
As well as the senior communities. I have a client moving in. Do you want to give them information to help them move in? Because a lot of times they want to move in, but the question on their heads, what about my stuff? What do I do with my stuff? I just can't see it. So then that's where we come in to help. And even the client themselves will call us, and the children of, the friends of. As you said it, Heidi, it was like it's all different types of resources that referrals that will call us and let us know about a client. And I like to say to the client when we talk to them, it's like, it's nice that you're doing it on your terms and not later when it's not your terms. So you're deciding where you're going. You're deciding what you're taking.
Yes.
And you're not waiting, and
Yes.
when it's no longer your choice.
Yes. I have, as I've gotten older, I have really been surprised to hear from friends and relatives how downsizing is a frightening idea. It's, you know, and it's all about stuff. Yes. I don't know whether I'll want to have only 5 rooms instead of 10 rooms, and what do I do with the extra guest bedroom stuff or the stuff that we keep in the basement? It's always about the possessions and how limited those will be. And they don't have to be. I guess I just feel sort of, it would be liberating in a way. Is it not?
You know, it turns out to be, and I could see the relief on their faces when they move in, and they feel it feels like a weight is taken off of them. I see a lot of before and after, and the journey to get there. And we do work slowly with them, and as much time as they need, we help them downsize. Some people go from, they not only have clothes hanging in their closet, but they took over the other 3 bedrooms closets. Yes. And now they're moving to a place that they have this much, maybe 10 feet of closet space. We help them whittle down the clothes. Pick your favorites, donate the others. And when they see it going to people that need it, that also helps them. But the stuff sets them back a little bit. And downsizing, we actually offer a really marvelous 3D floor plan, so it helps them visualize what they can take.
What a good idea.
Yeah. And it's oh my gosh, the 3D, it's a great visualization tool. They can actually see, like, I want this kitchen table and I'm going to fit it in this room, but it doesn't work. You can't get around it. So they actually see that maybe you need a smaller table, or the dining room table may not be the best choice. Oh, look, it fits perfectly. Or
can the owner, as a result of, let's say, we make a decision to downsize, and I choose you to come in and have an estate sale and an online auction of other things, I could use those proceeds to buy new furniture for my new downsized
absolutely. Absolutely.
place. That's kind of a nice idea, actually.
Start
new in a way.
Exactly. We do have people that actually start new. Most people take their things. They just want as much as possible. And they actually use a 3D floor plan to see how much they can fit.
I can imagine
which is
that.
Fine.
It might get a little cramped in there. But
there's a corner. But if that makes them comfortable and they like to be surrounded by their stuff, we try to make it happen for them. But going back to the books, is there enough space? Does that bookshelf fit in that room? And does another one fit? Well, then you can get another box of books. And that helps too. Or like, I'm sorry, it's just not going to work. And it's interesting that people do tend to come to terms with their new space.
Do they? That was my other question.
Yeah.
It must be very difficult to go from a home to assisted living, for example. A really dramatic change.
Yes, yeah. But oftentimes I find that when they must move, that they're only living in a couple rooms anyways.
Exactly. Yeah. That is so true. That is how many times in a house like we're in, how many times do we really use our living room, dining room?
The other rooms, and the other bedrooms.
And the guest rooms.
Yeah, yeah. And they find they just live there. They don't touch the dining room, the living room, like you said, or the guest rooms. They're just this one bathroom, this kitchen, and
the family
room, yeah, and their bedroom. That's it. And so when you realize, they kind of realize that, and the extra space is not there, they don't need to do all the upkeep and the cleaning. Oh. And it becomes a catch-all rooms. Those rooms just become catch-all rooms. Get to it later.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Diane, you can be generic if you want, but what does your service cost? And do I pay you up front to come in and work with me?
Okay, well, we offer free consultations.
Oh,
because we
that's good.
Yeah, we don't have a one price fits all because everyone's different and everyone's needs are different. We have minimalists and we have people that have high density items. We also work with hoarders and we have no problem with that as well. And so it depends on what you have, what you plan on taking, what services you need. So that's why we don't like to give a one price fits all because no one's the same. And some may take all of our services, some may have a lot of items, high density, and we'll be going to 2 houses and a storage unit and doing a lot of things. So it's, it's funny. It's everyone, we're all different, what the needs are and what the wants. And the end results happen for everyone. So.
You do have hoarders? Have you had to deal with hoarding situations?
Yes, yeah.
Is that difficult?
It is not. There's no shame in hoarding and having stuff. It's just helping them, finding out how to help them. We have a gentleman he had to touch every single thing before we were cleaning out his home and deciding what needed to be done. We had our boxes, sort, keep, and donate. And he had to touch actually every battery, every paper clip, everything. We had no problem with that. That is what made him happy. That's how we got the job done. And we got the job done. And he was happy at the end. And that's what counts, how to get it done so he can sell his house. And so we will do as much or as little as needed. But, and then also some are very need hoarders. They know exactly where everything is. They just have so much, so much. So we work a plan. And it just depends. Some people get to the point where like, I don't need it anymore.
You are doing a wonderful service.
Oh, thank you.
I can see you in my future only because my husband never wants to leave our house for the rest of his life, and my father never wanted to leave the house for the rest of his life, and he's still there. And my sister and I have talked many times about what do we do? What do we do with the stuff?
Yeah.
And some of it now, so dated, and he smokes a pipe, and I mean, do all of those things, you've faced all of those situations. Give me 2 situations that were different that you think are interesting for our customers here.
Well, for instance, if your father can live at home and he can, and it works for him, that's fine. But like you said, the items are dated, so he's not going to get value if he sells them now, as he would later, because like any clothes, even donating really dated clothes, maybe to some vintage company that may need them. But I might suggest that if he's smoking, you can't donate the cloth furniture.
I know.
And it's when we have estate sales or online auctions, I do declare if it's a smoking room or non-smoking because people have allergies. So that's another issue too.
I've wondered about that. My sister and I both have, because he's been smoking for, let's see, I think he told me he started at 20 and he's 99 now.
Oh my gosh, God bless him.
So we've wondered whether the furniture or whether I wouldn't want to buy smoke-filled furniture. Is that an issue?
Some people it's not an issue, and some people it is. So that's why we will say, it's a smoker's house, there's a cat in the house, or pets, because of dander issues, people's allergies. Some people have no problem with it, some people do. That would just maybe for the cloth furniture. For like the wood tables, I still say it, but we've had wonderful sales with their heavy smokers, but we clean it. And we do declare
you clean the furniture.
We do, yeah, just so it doesn't have the danders and the smoke smell anymore. But it's funny you should ask about examples because everyone is different. It's like
I bet.
Every situation's different. Every process of transition is different. We get them in the very beginning where they're saying to me, I'm doing this because I know what's going to happen. I've been told, so I'm getting everything done.
I'm getting ready, sort of.
Exactly. Yep. All the way down to the fighters, like your dad. This is my house.
This is my house and my stuff, and I'm staying here.
Yeah.
Don't you wish that you had had your company when you were dealing with your mother-in-law?
Not only that, I wish I knew of this company because they did have offices down there, and for some reason, because we did not live down there, it wasn't in our orbit at the time, and we just thought, let's just take care of, like we do. You know how we do. We go down, we take care of things.
We take care of things. That's right.
And we just didn't do it well. So yeah, I kind of, looking back, I really wish I knew about it. And that's what we like to do too, is we also like to have, as I said, people refer us, like the elder law attorneys, if they need us, but we also refer people too, and we like to call ourselves the total solution. So what do you need done to move out? We'd like to get everything done, and we will help you do it.
Even selling cars?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We've sold cars. We've actually sold cars during estate sales.
No
We can sell them on our online auction site. Plus, we have referral partners who would actually sell, buy the car. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Diane,
and motorcycles and
boats.
Yes, actually a boat.
No kidding.
And garden riding mowers, big riding mowers, wood chippers. Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We advertise very well, by the way. When we have a estate sale auction, it is advertised so that people know what's going on and what's in that sale.
Mention how one would find out about your estate sales. Go to your website.
They can go to our website, caringtransitions.ccv.com. They can go to ctbids.com, estatesales.com. We always advertise on estatesales.com.
Oh, I've seen that many times.
Yeah.
My daughter has looked at that, and it has. So you're on
That
there
is a
as
wonderful.
well.
Yes, we are always advertising on estatesales.net.com, and there's another one .org. So we do advertise, and we also like to advertise in a local paper. Some people still read. Read about
a lot
sales.
of people
So we will
read
do
the
that.
paper here in Hudson. It's very popular.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When we have our sales there, it all depends. And some people, like I mentioned, they don't want sales. They don't want people in their homes.
No, I know a lot of people that are like that.
Or they can't. The homeowner says no, or the road is just not conducive to a sale.
They'd rather do it privately. I think some people. Yeah, that would be certainly my situation. Gosh, this is interesting.
Oh, thank you.
Believe it or not, you have been here almost a half an hour.
Oh my
We are
goodness.
almost done. Do you have any if you could say one thing to the 60-year-old and above in Hudson, what would it be?
One of my best advice, and I would like to say, is please accept the help. There is help for everything. It doesn't mean that you can't do it. It doesn't mean that you're not strong enough or brave enough. It just means people are there to help you. Like you help people all your life. Accept it. And there's a lot of resources around to help you. You have a question, people will answer it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I would like to reach out to Diane. Please send me an email at north-of-60hctv@gmail.com. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.